And welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. The final girls Class C championship of the day. It's the Burwell Ord Longhorns taking on the Centura Centurions in the girls Nebraska High School Bowling Federation State Championship in Class C. We've crowned 3 champions already today on the girls side: Alma, Scottsbluff, Gehring, and Grand Island. Now the final state champ will be crowned in Class C. Let's take a look at the lineups for both of these teams, and we'll begin with the Centurions of Centura. And head coach Larry Jensen, he's been at the helm for 5 years of the Centurions. Record this season was 6-2. Ashley Weber is the only, is one of 4 seniors on the team. Courtney Dibburn, a sophomore. Hannah Wills is a senior, as well as Sharon and Stump. Bilsland, Kat Bilsland, is a junior. Now to Burwell Ord, the Longhorns. Christina Manisil is the head coach. Tori Young is a sophomore. Sarah Ruza, a senior. Tony Miller, the sophomore. Chelsea Casey, a senior. Chantel Bruja, a junior. Tori Studnichka is just a freshman. 5-3 in districts this year was Burwell Ord. It's the Longhorns and the Centurions. Burwell Ord comes in with their fancy bow ties and
traditional
pink shirts.
Lady pink.
That's right.
And they've got a lot of pink in the crowd, Larry. They just represent. It's been, I think this is the 4th year in a row we've had either a boys or a girls team. I do believe a while back we had the boys and girls won the same year. There's been a lot of pink in the stands.
And Burwell Ord, the 2-time defending state champs, so looking to make it 3 in a row, and they're off to a good start. Strike on the first ball, and boy, right back comes Centura in a nice shot, but leaves a solid, was that an 8-pin?
Solid 8 for Christy Sharon.
Look out. Longhorns with another one. So back-to-back strikes for Burwell Ord. Here's Christy Sharon. Just slides it by. Now up on the left lane. It's Tony Miller. Tony Miller named the most improved bowler on the team. Leads the 3-9.
You know, Larry, we call them affectionately the BOA girls because of the consolidation of Burwell Ord Arcadia of the small schools, but we've grown fond of this group of people, the girls and boys teams, because of the history. As you know, 2 years ago, back in 2008, when they won the state championship here, they basically bowled out of Ord, Nebraska, the bowling center in Ord. They went back and had, a couple nights later, had their victory party there, had their celebration. When they left, the bowling center in Ord burned to the ground.
Yeah.
And so now they bowl out of Burwell, which is about, I do believe, 20 miles to the south of Ord. And so, you know, a tight-knit group of parents and kids, and they go bounce back and forth from those 2 communities. And they've been fun to have here at State. You got to see the rooting section there in the crowd. It's like going to an Oakland Raider game.
Yeah. And oddly enough, that year that they won the state championship and then the home house bowl burned down, that was 2008, I believe. You know who they beat in the championship match that year?
Beat the Centurions right here. You bet.
So it is a rematch from 2008, the state championship match of 2 years ago. They won it 134 to 126 in Game 5. So it went 5 the last time these 2 teams squared off. Here's the shot by Tori Young, and Tori Young leaves the 1-3. Back up on the right lane for Centura. Jaylee Stump. Nice, slow and deliberate. Chops 2 off that. So Burwell, on the strength of those 2 strikes to open up the game, with a 23-pin lead. And a good spare there. Nice cover by Tori Young. Boy, Good shot.
That was Kat Bilson there that struck for Centura. And now Christy Sharon back up for Centura.
Crosses over and leaves the 5. So let's see what Christy Sharon can do here with the 5 pin. She was on that team back in 2008 that lost to the then Boa girls, now just Burwell Ord, as Arcadia no longer part of the team, the Longhorns. Let's take a look as we head back to yesterday where the singles competition was held. And here's a look at the girls Class C singles standings. Ashley Meyer of Plainview won it all, bettering the field by 80 pins. Jamie Belt was second from Wayne. Daniel Wadman of Blue Hill shot 488. Amanda Kudrina of Wayne with a 475. You see the rest of the top 10 in the girls' individual standings. Here's a look at Sarah Ruza. Ruza was on both the 2008 and 2009 teams. 4th in singles this year. Average is 155. That's the high average on this Burwell Ord team. Good looking shot, comes in just a little high, leaves the 310.
Boy, it's just amazing, Larry, to think back where we were back in 2003 when we started all the changes, I should say, in high school bowling, where we started to formulate it to make it more of a high school sport and less of a, for lack of a better term, a junior bowling event. To see all these Class C and D schools from these small communities just pop up. I mean, there's a couple championship banners hanging up there from Crofton. It's a 4-lane bowling center right on the South Dakota border up on the northeast side of the state. And it's just amazing the amount of, as we continue to grow, the amount of new teams that form and support we have for high school bowling in all sizes of communities and schools.
Strike there you saw by Tony Miller. And now here's Shaylee Stump. Shaylee answers that with a strike of her own.
She came out of the ball good, got her hand around the side of the ball, and she let her fingers do the work. Made the ball hook right in the pocket. This looks good also. Hold it just a little high there.
Chelsea Casey for Burwell Ord, the Longhorns. She's a junior. I'm sorry, senior. Now the left-handed shot from Kat Bilsland.
Pretty smile there from Kat. She's a junior.
Good fundamentals. And covers up the 6-10 for the spare. Well, Burwell with a 20-pin advantage, 24 pins if they pick up the spare, and they do. So 24-pin lead for the Burwell Ord ladies. Not only are they the 2-time defending state champs, so they won it in 2009 and 2008, but they also made state in 2006 and 2007, which makes it 5 consecutive years now. Burwell Ord has made it down to the girls Class C state tournament, state championships. Here's Christy Sharon.
And she kind of knew as she let it go that she pulled it. A lot of loft, way out on the lane, causing the ball to go left right out of her hand. Burwell can pretty well sew it up here, Larry, with a spare.
Tori Young, solid spare shooter, but just slid that 2-pin right in front of the 4. I'll take a quick look at the score. An important spare here for Centura.
Keep them in the match if she can do it, but it's not going to work. 125 in the 9th. Best they can shoot is 155, so just a 6 counter better here. And that'll do it for Burwell.
So the 8-pin count for Burwell, and Burwell Ord, the Longhorns, take game number 1. It's the 4th girls final of the day. First two, Alma and Scottsbluff Gehring, both just going 3 matches, 3-0, one by Alma and 3-0 by Scottsbluff. Grand Island and Southeast battle it out. Grand Island ended up knocking off Southeast 3-2. Burwell Ord finishes with a 159. Here's Ashley Panowitz. Panowitz with the conversion.
She's a senior, Larry. We've uttered her name a couple times as they've been in the state finals before. Now a senior.
Best she can have 145, so we will lose this by at least 14 pins, depending on a pin count here.
Nice release. Hand and fingers come around the ball. Great shot. Just time to sit down and regroup and tell each other, hey, they still got to win 2 more to beat us. We can come right back. There's already been a couple girls, one girls match where they've come back from 2 games down to take the lead.
So a 15-pin win by Burwell Ord over Centura. I want to remind you, you can preserve these great championship memories forever with a DVD copy of the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation Championships. For a copy or to order your own NHSBF championship, you can log on to www.nhsbf.com. Follow the links and get your copy of either the boys or girls state championships. Log on today and preserve your state championship memories for a lifetime. Nebraska High School Bowling Federation, the governing body of high school bowling in the state of Nebraska. Obviously, the efforts of the NHSBF are to no longer be the governing body. They would like that responsibility and that honor being handed over to the Nebraska School Activities Association. But for that to happen, athletic directors around the state need to hear from you and the importance of high school bowling in your community.
Larry, high school bowling has already dwarfed some sports in participation. They're currently sports, and bowling is just a great outlet for for kids in school to participate in new activities that may not be already participating in something at their school, whether you're in a Class D school the size of Burwell or at a large school in Omaha. So we can use to help parents out there and students.
And the shot crosses over and strikes for Burwell, starting out this second game the same way they started the first. Up now in the left lane, Christy Sharon, the senior.
Spares are what let it get away the first game for Centura, and the lack of being able to pick those up. So if they continue to mark, at least, it's going to keep them right in the hunt. I think we've seen it plenty of times today, Larry, that it's been the spare shooting that's been the Achilles heel of a lot of teams. So in spares like this, the 2-4-5, which Sarah Haruza is going to have to shoot. Pulled it.
Picked 3 off that left side.
Yeah, pulled it enough to where safe there. That's a makeable spare. You do lose the count, so. Great spare there by Sarah. Coach Larry Jensen from Centura is uttering a couple words of encouragement to Ashley Panowitz on the spare.
Shot by Burwell Ord's Tony Miller. And now up on the left-hand lane, Shaylee Stumpf of Centura. Heard the clapping from her team and turned around and said, okay, I'm trying to focus now. It's time for me to bowl.
Come off her hand a little early. She's pointing for it to hook. Tell when she let go of the ball that just didn't quite catch it there at the bottom of the arm swing, causing the ball to drift to the right. So Burwell with a chance to take a big lead. So you see that ball just sliding down the lane, a lot of condition here on the lane.
Yeah, I found it interesting that Larry Jensen, the head coach of Centura, when talking about his girls, talked about one of the key elements in being a good team, and he said that the girls do a good job of hitting the head pin on the first ball, which, you know, it's
tough to strike if you don't hit the head pin on the first ball, but sometimes you can hit it, you know, hit it a little too clean and leave splits and things like that. But, you know, it comes down to spare shooting, Larry, and the ability to pick spares up. And you need to be able to do that.
Good shot by Chelsea Casey, but leaves the 3-10. On the left lane, the crossover and the strike. Bilsland again, Kat Bilsland, the junior, with the strike. After back-to-back opens by Centura, that get them back in the match. And she chops the 3 straight back. It doesn't quite get the 10.
Sets herself well on the approach, getting ready. Straight arm swing, good follow through, right at the pocket. Just pulled it a little bit when she came up. You've seen her hand and thumb rotate to the left and the elbow. We talk about the old chicken wing is what we talk about that, and that's when your elbow, if you're a right-hander, will fly around and actually point to the right like you're making a chicken wing move. Ooh, a tough break there for Burwell, for Taylor, or Tori, I should say, on that one. Stay behind the ball, Larry, and let your fingers rotate through it, create power instead of trying to wrap the hand around it, because usually that causes you to pull the ball. Cross lane at the 6 and the 10.
Sharon for the conversion and takes that 10 right off of the 6. So 57 through 5 frames for Centura. Burwell with a mark here can expand that lead to 10 plus, but slide it by. Just kind of hanging around. Centura is letting Burwell stay right there. Burwell letting Centura stay right there. A 6-pin advantage. Hey, I want to remind you that there's still plenty of time to pick up your state high school bowling championship apparel. Shirts, sweatshirts, bowling towels, bag tags. They're all available at www.nhsbf.com. You can check it out today. Once again at nhsbf.com. Not quite getting the 2-pin was Sarah Ruza. Bucket +1 on the left-hand side. There's Sarah, the senior, averages 157. 2-time state champ. The strength of her game is picking up her spares. And proved that right there. High game of 210, 548 series. Now for Centura, Ashley Panowitz. Panowitz, nice cover. Good shot by Ashley Panowitz. Here's Tony Miller. Most improved bowler on the team, according to Coach Jensen. She's just a sophomore, averaging 110. Stump on the right lane. Pretty good shot.
Oh, just a great shot. Just might have been a little fast on the speed there, but the ball just wasn't coming in at the proper angle for that 6 to slap out the 10. So she'll change bowling balls and go cross lane at the spare.
Pretty good run there by the Longhorns.
She'll go cross lane, has her feet all the way over to the left side near the ball return. She'll roll the ball between the 3rd and the 4th arrow and go cross lane at the spare. She pulled it, you can tell. She let go of the ball. So
still a tight game, 89-85. Burwell Ord on top. Here's Chelsea Casey. Good shot by Casey. Got it. Runs that 5 right over into the 7. Now the left heat. Comes in a bit light. Back up on the left lane for Burwell Ord is Tori Young. Finished 5-3 in district competition. Did the Longhorns. Burwell finishing 4th after qualifying yesterday. And the way the state championship tournament works is you bowl 4 games of qualifying. That's also what they base the singles competition on. Then they seed you 1 through 8. Then in the Baker format, what you're seeing here today, this is the conclusion of it. 1 bowls 8, 2 bowls 7, just like a typical bracket. Single elimination, best of 5 wins. They got all the way down to 2 teams yesterday, and then those 2 teams come back today for the arena-style finals here at Sun Valley Lanes.
Well, this is an I don't want it, you can have it type of a game, but somehow Burwell is hanging in there and keeping their lead, and they're really within about a mark, Larry, of being up 2-0 over Centura. Had a chance there. They really needed that strike. But an open frame by Burwell here in the 10th, and Centura will still have a chance to come back in and win.
Just got that 7-pin out, did Ruza.
Possible 131 for Burwell with a spare and a strike in the 10th.
An important spare here for Centura. They get this, they can take the lead in the 10th, and she got it. So with a strike or 9, we could be either tied or a 1-pin advantage. You see it there, 92-02-12.
Important.
Very big spare by Ruza.
The fist pump.
So a tight game 2. Now Panowitz with a strike here. She gives Centura the lead.
Looks pretty good off her hand there, Larry. Oh,
boy,
break.
What a great shot. Leaves a solid 9. So now we are all even at 111. Count is important here for Sarah Ruza. You need to get a lot of count on this ball, and that could be costly. So now Panowitz, if she can pick up the spare and get 6, Centura will take game 2.
Oh. No.
Crushing. Absolutely crushing. You had an opportunity to win it in the 10th in what appeared to be a relatively easy opportunity, but instead Burwell comes out on top. 126-120, and now a huge 2-0 lead by Burwell Ord. Now you hate to see that happen to anybody, but get in here with the lights and the cameras pointing at you.
Sure. Absolutely. There's no question. I'm glad it's them down there, not you and I.
Right.
But, you know, we've had an earlier match where, and I do believe it was a girls' finals match earlier in the day, where we had a team down 2-0 and it came back and won. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Mr. Larry, but it was one of the earlier matches in the day, so it's never over.
That's right. It was 2-1. You're right. It was 2-1. Southeast was also leading Grand Island 1-0. We've seen it happen in the past. Good shot by Tori Young. That's a good way to start game number 3 by Burwell Ord. In fact, she has struck on the first shot of every game, so way to get her team started. That's probably why Tori Young is in that position. Her team out to a quick start. Right back at you, says Centura.
Well, I'm sure Larry Jensen told his ladies down there that you got to shake this off and you got to just get back after it. And I see he's juggled the lineup a little bit here. Let's put Ashley Panowitz now second. So you get her back up there and you get her confidence back up, and the best way to do it here is with a strike. And she threw a great shot, just got kind of robbed. And then, of course, it's fitting for that to happen, Larry, to have the crossover carry when she threw such a great shot in the 10th frame and couldn't strike.
And leaves the 5-7 and takes the 5 off that. So an open frame for Burwell, and Centura with, I believe, its first lead of the match.
I think so. Burwell's pretty well had things ahead for a while. Ooh, a little fast there,
right.
And I think she might have hit her ankle a little bit there on the release, Larry. She's looking up at the ceiling, wondering if might have been sunspots or something like that that caused that. But it looks like her last couple of steps, before she releases the ball for Shaylee, she just kind of does the cha-cha out there. She's a little fast the last couple of steps. And she may have caught her ankle or caught her foot on the release. Watch, her last couple of steps are boom, boom, like that, and it can affect your timing up there. Especially when the lanes have so much oil on them, Larry, she needs to allow her ball to have a chance to go into a roll, to begin to hook and go into a roll. It's got to hang on, but it does not, so 5-pin lead for Centura.
Great shot by the lefty. Bilsland, just a junior. Kat Bilsland. Big shot. Good under pressure is Chelsea Casey, according to Christina Manisil. Tugs it just a bit, gets 7. It's a 5-pin difference now. But Burwell Ord can take the lead with the strike here.
Well, I think everybody's just kind of wondering, I don't want to be the person to screw this up. I mean, it's obvious. You're on TV. This is such a huge event now that's seen by so many people. I mean, everybody thinks of that.
Yep.
But a good recovery there on that spare for Christy.
Christy Sharon with the spare conversion. Now in the left lane, here's Tori Young. Young on a strike. Slides that by, so Centura back in the lead. Hey, just want to remind you, if you're interested in helping the effort to recognize high school bowling as a sanctioned varsity sport in Nebraska, you can log on to NHSBF.com. Contact your school's athletic director. Let them know high school bowling is important to you. There are 20 other states that sanction high school bowling as a sanctioned varsity sport. And Nebraska heading that direction. Your athletic director, your school administrator can certainly help that process. Contact them and let them know it's important to you. Good shot there by Centura. That was, once again, Ashley Panowitz.
17-pin lead now for Centura, trying to stave off a sweep here by Burwell Ord. So another strike here, Larry, and it's going to put them in good position. We'll see.
There's Shaylee Stumpf.
Still having trouble getting the ball up to the pocket. Needs to move her target, obviously, to the left, and probably her feet, too. And, boy, this one's... I don't even know how to describe this. Looks like we got the 1, 5, 7, and 9. You're just going to have to hit it somewhere to the right of the head pin, and hopefully the ball will take out the 7 or the 5 and 9 and send the head pin into the 7. But might have gave her a break by Burwell there, opening in the 7th. So 91 in the 7th. Coach Larry's given a little bit of advice to Shaylee Stumpf, who was on the last year's team that lost to these same Burwell Ord girls in 5 games. I remember that, Larry. I think that was our last match of the day. We had been here 15 hours, and we both said to each other when we left that was really exciting and it was worth waiting for.
So just misses the conversion there, but they're still on top now, 110 to 91. A big shot there for Burwell. They're going to make a run. And the left-handed toss of Bilsland. Bilsland, boy, she stepped up big with a couple of strikes here in game number 3. Tori Young on the right-hand lane, looking for the double to pull Burwell Ord back into it.
It's going to go Brooklyn.
And it gets that 3-pin out, but the 9 still stands.
Well, a strike here in the 9th frame by Centura's Christy Sharon, and that's pretty well gonna sew things up for Centura and send it into game 4. Whoa, that one got up in the air. A little altitude on that.
Leaves the 5-8. So a little work to do there. Burwell still with some life. This is a must-have spare. Down by 19, and a good cover. A nice shot by Tori Young. She's a solid spare shooter, says Christina Manisil, her coach. Now an important spare for Christy Sharon.
A little fast.
And she got it.
Potential 151 for Burwell. Really all Centura needs is a mark in the 10th here, and they will go ahead and advance to the next game. Matter of fact, I don't think they need that, Larry. I think that good 8-pin count pretty well sewed it up, and I think that's correct.
That'll do it. So Centura wins game number 3. Got a good spare. Over by Sarah Haruza. Burwell Ord Longhorns finished 5-3 in their districts this year on the season. Centura was 6-2. Goes Brooklyn. So that'll do it for Burwell. Burwell Ord finishing at 148 in game 3. Won't be good enough though to win the game. They took the first game 159-144. The second 126-120. But Centura comes back and takes this third game over Burwell Ord 166-148. So it's now 2-1 in the best of 5. Baker Championship. I want to remind you, coming up later this afternoon, the boys state high school championships. Some great matchups on the boys side. It starts off early in the day with the defending champion Dodge Pirates taking on Lee. Lee returns to the title game after a 3-year absence. Dodge looking to make it 2 in a row. Follow that up in Class B. The defending champion Pius 10 Thunderbolts will have a big rematch with the Hastings Tigers. Those two teams battled it out last year for the state title. Hastings with just an outstanding program. It's really one of the great programs in the state in Class B, and so much respect for what Butch Hogan and his team does out in Hastings. In Class A, Elkhorn and Lincoln Southeast, and finally in Class C, Wayne and Wisner Pilger will battle for the state championship. That's all coming up later this afternoon on NET Sports. Great to be here with you at Sun Valley Lanes along with Steve Simpak. I'm Larry Putney. We are in the girls Class C state championship match between the Centurions of Centura and Burwell Ord Longhorns. Burwell Ord took the first 2 games. Centura came back in game number 3. This is the 4th in a best of 5 Baker showdown. And a good cover by Christy Sharon.
Well, Burwell with strike working, a double here can put the heat on Centura. Gonna get the wobbler, but no. Oh,
got it. Well, instead, it's Centura putting on the pressure. Now, a key spare conversion for Haruza.
Well, it looks like she pulled it, Larry. It did.
Now a big shot by Panowitz. Panowitz strikes here, throw up the double on top of the open. Mixes it up. 6-pin doesn't go. Tony Miller now on the right lane, the sophomore, averaging 110 on the season. Leaves the 1-2, does Miller.
Cross lane at the 6 here. She got it out there, just hung up on her thumb a little bit, caused the ball to scoop to the right.
So now an important shot here for Tony Miller. She has to pull it back to even. And she does. So good cover by Miller. Shaylee Stump on the left lane.
See if Shaylee has resolved her release problems. That one went up in the air with a little altitude, but she's got the ball to the head pin. She's asking Coach Larry, what do I do? Well, you know, that's the second gutter ball we've seen today, and that is on a spare, Larry, so that's a toughie.
Tries to convert, and she does. So Shaylee Stump covers it up. Back comes Chelsea Casey. Oh, leaves the 10 pin. Good attempt at the recovery, but the open, or the gutter on the spare, certainly hurts Burwell Ord, and they now trail by 10. Here's Christy Sharon.
Big shot. Oh, a tough break. She's going to get the scout.
It's coming over, but oh, it wobbles.
Boy, it just about fell.
Almost got it. Tori Young now. That'll go Brooklyn. Does it carry? It does. So rebounding off of that open frame.
Pretty much evens it up, Larry. Cross lane at the 7. We've seen trouble with this all day, with the ball having to go across that heavy area of oil, and as you see, it just does not allow the ball to get it over to that corner. So
the two teams will switch sides for the second 5 frames. Here's a look at the score. 76 Centura opening. Hey, I want to remind you, if you want a DVD copy, you can go on to NHSBF.com. Order it right on the website and preserve these memories for a lifetime. A DVD copy of the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation Championships available at NHSBF.com.
Kat Bilsenda had a key strike last time up. Actually, the last time in game number 3.
A good conversion there by Sarah Russo.
Burwell is positioning itself again to possibly take the lead and end things here in 4th game. Oh, that's in the gutter. That will not count. That's 7 out. Commissioner John Lucido rapidly up there to make the change as John.
He's a nimble guy.
Yes, he is. There's no question.
Quick on his feet.
If that isn't a picture of nimbility, I don't know what is. And I don't know if that's a word, Larry. We're not gonna challenge that one like in Scrabble.
I'm not sure.
No?
It means what you think it is. I'm not sure.
All right. Well, it's time for Centura to make a move here, and Ashley Panowitz throws the ball real well, and that's a strike that time.
Great shot by Panowitz, the senior, right when they needed it most.
Yep.
Right off of that split, 7 out. They had lost the lead. They're down by 1. And now Tony Miller desperately needs this 1-2-4 spare.
Good cover. Oh, that ball just slid too much at the last minute. So Centura back in the lead.
And with a strike here, and would give them a double, and then they would be in command of this 4th game.
It's a better shot.
He gets rid of that 7. So now up here's Chelsea Casey.
And she's throwing a couple key strikes already. And that one didn't look too bad either, Larry.
Up the hill.
Oh, just a bit.
Leaves the bucket on the left side. Not a bad shot. He's got a nice game.
Cross lane, and Centura's going to just open the door and let Burwell back in. Makes this spare even more important. Chelsea Casey picks this up and puts Burwell back in the lead by 1 with a chance to go in the 9th and 10th frame to win it all and take home a state trophy championship, and that's a great spare.
What a great shot by Chelsea Casey.
Oh, that was just a huge open frame there for Centura, and got to rely on this young lady who is a senior, kind of the leader on the team. Was on last year's state championship team, Christy Sharon. They need a strike, Larry. They need it right now. A lot of loft. Usually a sign that she hung on to it a little too much, and a sign of not hitting your mark either, but it's a makeable spare. So
well, now Tori Young with a strike here can give Burwell Ord a 1-pin lead. Good shot.
Oh,
got it.
Shot, that's huge.
Trips that 5, and they now lead a 112-111 with a strike working in the 9th.
Well, obviously the spare is important, but it's going to force Centura to at least probably strike in the 10th or have Burwell run into trouble, maybe in an open frame or something like that. So you might be looking at a three-peat here.
But an important cover there for Centura to even have a chance. So here's Sarah Ruza.
Strike here would be good. Well, makeable spare. Potential, I'm sorry, Larry, potential 152 for Burwell.
Bilsland needs it. What a shot. Boy, right when she needed to make a great shot, she does. And a ring and 7.
Boy, big spare
Must
here.
Spare. Got it.
Okay, a strike for Burwell.
Shuts him out.
Shuts him out. That's right. Looks like.
So an important count ball for Burwell. Centura has to have this spare. And so now they're deciding who's going to go, and the wheels are turning. I think he was maybe just trying to relax Bilsland a little bit. Gotcha. She's deciding exactly where to move.
Doing a little spare strategy here.
I got to tell you, you put your bowler in a bad position when you stop them right in the middle of a situation like that, where they have to have the spare.
Well, it worked though. No, it didn't, Larry. That's it. 139. Your Longhorns are the three-peat. It's that lucky pink is what it is. Congratulations, gals.
So Burwell Ord, the Longhorns, win the state title once again. (146-139) in the final. Burwell Ord comes out on top. There you see the final score. We'll be back with the Talk of Champions when we come back. And welcome back to Sun Valley Lane. The girls Class C state champs once again. Burwell Ord for the 3rd consecutive year with our state champs, the coach Christina Manisil and Sarah Haruza. Here's Steve Simpek.
Larry, thanks a lot. I've got Sarah Haruza and head coach Christy Manisil here, and so you gals got the three-peat here, and I think it's got to do with the pink attire. I mean, that's what it's got to be. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Well,
just the way the team is. We've been together for a while, and we've been through a lot. Even though people think we're having fun with it, they don't think we take it seriously. But doing the three-peat, I think they should regret that.
Well, I tell you what, whatever works, and you guys have been to a couple of bowling centers. The one you did bowl at burns down. You go to a different bowling center, but I mentioned this in earlier matches that I think consistency in coaching is key, and having the same face and the same routine, and you just do a wonderful job with these girls. What do you think of all this?
Well, thank you very much, but we have a lot of support from our parents. We have a lot of support from our bowling alley. We have tremendous assistant coaches that make this all possible, and the girls just bowl their hearts out. So I'm glad to be a part of it, but they're amazing.
Well, thanks a lot. Congratulations, gal. 3-time defending state champions, the Burwell Ord Longhorn ladies. Congratulations, gals. Larry, back to you, buddy.
Thanks, Steve. So congratulations to the Longhorns. State champions once again. Now for the trophy and medal presentation, let's go to our public address announcer. Here's Craig Carver.
All right, let's have another round of applause for all the participants in today's state championship match. And now for your trophy and medals presentation. First, the 2010 Girls Class C State runner-up, Centura Centurions. Assistant coach Harold Pledrup and head coach Larry Jensen. Ashley Weber. Courtney Dibburn. Ashley Panowich. Christy Sharon. Shaylee Stumpf. And Kat Billsland. Congratulations on a great season, and here's your runner-up trophy. And now for your girls Class C 2010 state champion, Burwell Ord Lady Longhorns. Assistant coach Jim Studnichka and head coach Christina Manisil. Tori Young. Sarah Prusa. Tony Miller. Chelsea Casey. Chantel Bruja. And Tori Studnichka. Congratulations, ladies, and here's your 2010 Nebraska State Championship trophy.
So congratulations to the Burwell Ord Longhorns, now 3-time state champs, 3 consecutive state years. They've won it in 2008, 2009, and now in 2010. Congratulations. So that's a wrap on the girls' state finals. Let's take a look at all the state champions from today as we review this morning's action. In Class D, Alma was your state championship team. Class B, Scotts Bluff. Grand Island won in Class A, and Burwell Ord just taking home their 3rd consecutive state championship in the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Hey, I want to thank everybody at NET. Great job by Sun Valley Lanes. For Steve Simpek, I'm Larry Putney, and for the entire NET Sports production crew, thanks for joining us. Hey, don't forget to join us this afternoon. The boys' championships on their way on NET Sports.